Buenos días y bienvenidos a todos. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Welcome to a community that's dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a healthy and happy and full life. My name is Karina Sherritt, and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please contact me for the link and the password, or check our website, www.cslpv.org, and you'll find the link on the weekly talk section as well as the homepage. Today is Sunday, January 28, 2024. We are continuing with our annual theme, A Grand Rising, which is also the topic for this month of January. The topic for today is feeling good. So at this time, I'd like to welcome everyone, including those that are new to our teaching and to our center here in Puerto Vallarta, whether you're here on the live Zoom call or watching the replay at a later time. We teach a philosophy and we honor all faiths, all paths, all traditions. So whichever path you are on, know that it is the right one for you. And please know that everyone is welcome here. We value each and every one of you. As I mentioned, we teach a philosophy called the Science of Mind, and it's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom. We offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth. And we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes first founded this teaching in the late 1920s, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts in order to create the Science of Mind. And when he was asked to provide a concise definition of the teaching, he had replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So each week, we offer an inspirational message. I hope you stay with us after this service and have some great conversation with like-minded people. So each week, we start with our news and our updates at the center. If you're interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we will be offering a new course starting in February, and we will have an interesting workshop coming up very soon. Connect with me or check on our website to find out all the details. And please let me know if there's a specific course, a workshop, or even a book study that you would be interested in, and we can plan dates for those as well. If you would like a one-on-one connection for spiritual mind treatment to assist you with emotions or change or whatever is going on in your life or what you would like to experience more of, then connect with me so that we can make an appointment. And if you would like to commit to being a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta for this current year, as membership is renewed annually, or if you would like to be on our board of trustees, then please contact me so that you can be sent the current forms. I'd also like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. So now, as we also do each week, let's together review our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a grand purpose here each week, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. We do this by means of our vision, creating the life you desire. And this is supported by our mission to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And more on these can be found on our website. So serving as an example of love and light in the world feels so good. As we bring the energy of a grand rising into the rest of this year, let's remember that our voices do matter. Collectively, we are changing the world. So, the Center for Spiritual Living vision statement is creating a world that works for everyone. And this year, we are invited to put this vision into practice by intentionally participating in a collective grand rising. So let's ask ourselves, what does a world that works for everyone actually look like? What steps must be taken in our communities to put this principle into action and into practice? Each one of us is born at this moment in history for a purpose and a reason. We were each drawn to our centers for spiritual living for a purpose. And as we start each day with a grand rising, we are creating a ripple effect across our communities. This year, we're being invited to step out of our comfort zone, to lean into our healing work, to share our truth and co-create a world that works for everyone. We all desire to be good. We all deserve to feel good. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life, and I'm feeling good. This is what Marianne Williamson wrote in A Return to Love. Humanity is a group of infinitely powerful creatures. Yes, indeed, we are. So how do we create a world that works for everyone? By living by the principles. Ernest Holmes spoke in the Sermon by the Sea at Asilomar, saying, "Find me one person who is for something and against nothing, who is redeemed enough not to condemn others out of the burden of his soul, and I will find another Savior, another Jesus, and an exalted human being. Find me one person who no longer has any fear of the universe or of God or of a man or of anyone, anything else, and you will have brought to me someone in whose presence we may sit, and fear shall vanish as clouds before the sunlight. Find me someone who has redeemed his own soul, and we shall become my Redeemer. For me, someone who has given all that he has in love without morbidity, and I will have found the lover of my soul." So living from this understanding allows each of us to live by example and inspire others to do the same. This is how we lead our collective grand rising. Charles Glassman wrote this: "Even the smallest changes in our daily routine can create incredible ripple effects that expand our vision of what is possible." So loving ourselves and each other is the center of our teaching. However, it can be challenging to practice. So how do we advocate for the growth and inclusion of all people when others seem to fight so hard against it? Our weekly services, classes, workshops, and events are designed to provide the infrastructure of the how. Our centers are uniquely designed to serve as a dedicated space for each of us to lean into the beliefs that serve us while holding space and love for people who disagree. We are being invited to fearlessly live our truth out loud with love and trust in spirit more fiercely than ever before. As we practice advocating for our beliefs and expressing love for everyone else, We are consciously co-creating a world that feels good for everyone. In The Rat Race to Financial Freedom, Minaj Arora wrote this: coming out of your comfort zone is tough in the beginning, chaotic in the middle, and awesome in the end. Because in the end, it shows you a whole new world. Make an attempt. So, a world that works for everyone. We use this tagline to describe our global purpose. But how would this actually look? It's time to think about what kinds of changes we can make individually and collectively to co-create a world that actually works for everyone. It truly takes a village to care for everyone, whether they be a child or an adult. We must all remember that we are all creations of the One. We must reach out to one another, to nurture each other, and to provide strength in times of need, however that may look. I recently had the honor of officiating a celebration of life for a dear friend. It seems that this has been a month of many dear ones saying their final goodbyes. And don't be afraid to say, I love you, to someone near and dear. It may be the last words they remember. They say that the top 5 regrets of the dying are: I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not that the others expected of me. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. And I wish I stayed in touch with my friends. And finally, I wish I had let myself be happier. Let's not have those regrets. Let's live life fully. This is a beautiful story I'd like to share with you. A politician was running for office, and an advance team went into a particular town. With weeks of advertising and special events staged, he went to give a speech at a local factory and to shake hands with the workers. When they arrived, they found it virtually empty. No grand welcome, no one on the street. The motorcade drove through the town. It looked as though there may have been an emergency and that the town had been evacuated. And then they came to the cemetery on the other side of town and found all the people were there. They realized that everyone had turned out for a memorial service. The politician said it must have been a very important person in town, perhaps a mayor, a city council person, a founding father. So he sent one of his aides to find out who had died and who was so important. After a couple of minutes, the aides came back and reported that the deceased name was Marvin Jones. He was 77 years old and a lifelong resident of the town. What was so important that the entire town turned out? They said he had been a crossing guard for 39 years. Marvin Jones helped children to safely cross the street every school morning for 39 years. He was always there, no matter the weather, no matter how he felt. He greeted the children and the parents with a smile and a feeling that the children were always in good hands. He knew the kids. He always talked with them about their schoolwork, what they were doing after school, and he asked them about their families. He knew their older or younger brothers and sisters. Marvin had never had children of his own. He said they were all his children. His family was generational, it was large. He helped them not only cross the street, but he also helped them to grow up. And now an entire community was helping Marvin cross the street. Buddha said this: when you move your focus from competition to contribution, life becomes a celebration. Never try to defeat people, just win their hearts. So I think Marvin won the hearts of everyone in his town. The rise of the internet and access to others through Zoom meetings increased opportunities for global connection. The pandemic inspired many of us to deepen that experience as we began to socialize and engage in more online content than ever before. Our ability to connect and communicate with each other more easily has set the stage for a global shift. We are shifting into a new experience of being, and the Centers for Spiritual Living are uniquely equipped to lead this shift. We already have the training to practice non-judgment, inclusion, loving kindness, and peace within our own communities. We're not meant to be an organization restricted to teaching the law of attraction for individual gain. We are meant to feel good, to shine, to lead, and co-create a collective brand rising. Won't you join us? Dr. Cedar Barslow wrote this: being accountable for our behavior and caring about our impact on others brings deeper and more authentic relationships. Peace of mind and heart follow naturally. Being the change we wish to see in the world is the best way to co-create a world that works for everyone. But being the change is easier said than done. To be for something and against nothing, to lead with love, participate in healing discussions, taking responsibility for our own healing, and being the change we wish to see in our homes can feel daunting. The good news is that we can lean into these practices. We are serving as an example that inspires change within our own communities. And we don't need to worry about the how or the when. All we need to know is that when we focus on our own journey, the world around us is shifting. The right opportunities for lessons and growth are presenting themselves. However, our journey must include diverse voices, beliefs, and experiences. We can't cut ourselves off from people and experiences that make us uncomfortable. We must lean into our own healing journey to uncover the necessary wisdom to co-create a world that works for everyone. Co-creating a world or community where everyone feels welcome and supported requires us to think differently. It involves letting go of the idea that we need to get more diversity in our centers. It's a shift to realizing the value of attracting and serving diverse people beyond just getting them in the door, because once they arrive, they need to feel empowered, supported, and celebrated. It's an incumbent on all of us to invest time and effort into ensuring diverse people are feeling good and receiving spiritual food from our centers. This can't be done with one event or one series. We need to invite and include everyone. Honoring diverse voices must be the core of our movement and philosophy. A collective grand rising requires that people from all walks of life have a seat at our table. Know that you are welcome here. We love you, each and every one of you. And I'll leave you with this final quote. Knowing life is short, how can we quarrel? And that brings us to our affirmation for the week. I am co-creating a world that works for everyone. And now is our time to give back where we are spiritually fed. Donations are gratefully received through PayPal or Tithely on our website. You'll find the donate buttons on both the landing page as well as the page for the replays of all these weekly talks. Alternatively, you can mail in a paper check. You can address it to CSLPV number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y8N1. And you can find all of this information on our website, www.cslpv.org. And now, if you would like to join me in our offertory affirmation, I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So thank you for coming and sharing this time together. And let's continue practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. I'll be posting every day on our Facebook page for the 64 Days of Nonviolence starting January 30th. In the meantime, may peace and love be with you. Blessings to all. Namaste.